Hello world, Stephen Michael Zach here, and remember a few weeks ago when I said this? Most people have been monopoding wrong for years. Well, earlier this year, I took a trip to NAB in Vegas and discovered this at the yconion booth. This is the yconion Pineta Monopod. It is the first monopod to finally have the controls at the top, and it is exactly what I've been asking for to help my poor back. Now, this is the carbon fiber version with the feet and the extension tube, and it will cost you $429 at the time of the recording of this video. Now, there is a monopod only version which comes in around $339, and yes, you can purchase both the fluid head, which they did not send me, and the extension tube separately if you're on a budget and want to add them later on down the line. They also do make an aluminum version for $179 if you are looking to save a bit more money. But today, we're looking at the carbon fiber kit with the feet and the extension tube. Now, yconion did send this out to me, but these are going to be my own brutal and honest opinions as always. So let's take a look at what comes inside the box. My own brutal and honest opinions as always. This is new to me. Inside the box, you do get this very lovely bag with a nice strap. And when you unzipper this, you are going to get the monopod and feet itself. Now, you do get a head here, which detaches, and you do get this 1/4-20 to 3/8 spring-loaded screw, which most things now come with. Also inside the bag, you get these lovely loops, and you get this little case here, and that has a little drawstring here, and it's going to house your extension tube. And again, on the extension tube, you do get a quick release plate as well. And finally, inside the bag, there is a zipper pocket, and you're going to get things like your wrist strap, your instructions, another little foot to go on the bottom of your monopod, and you're going to get all sorts of fun stuff here. And you're also going to get, you get 3 of these 1/4-20 to 3/8 adapters. I actually put one in here because it actually came inserted on the monopod, but you will get 3 of those, and you'll get 2 of these rubber feet as well. Okay, so let's talk about the build quality. Now, first off, this bag is nice and solid. It is very well padded. You get decent straps here, which are not bad. Zipper is not the strongest thing in the world, but it is fine. Just be a little careful. It is fine. Inside, you are going to get this material, and then you are going to get this little zipper pouch. Be careful of this zipper. It is very weak. It's one of those small zippers that always break. So there you go. And of course, you do get the loops in here, so you can place the extension tube in a bag and then slide this into those little loops. And this bag is going to protect your extension tube and your monopod from getting all scratched and dented. There is a little bit of padding in this bag, and it's got this nice drawstring. All in all, very, very, very lovely. And again, I do love the fact that it does have loops to keep it all in order and in place. But all in all, nice padded bag. Now, let's talk about the monopod itself. Now, let's talk about the piece de resistance. This is the quick release plate. Now, button is a little wobbly. It's fine. It feels strong. It does not feel like it's going to break. I would like something a little bit tighter, but it's fine. You push on that, and we'll go ahead and push on that, and you'll lift up the handle here. And this thing, not only is it air cushioned, so if you accidentally let go, it'll catch your camera. But you can just extend the feet here, like so. And we can go ahead and let that go down like so, and get it to the desired height, and just lock it, and that is it. That is absolutely perfect. I love it. I no longer have to pick this up or bend over. It works very, very, very well. And then you just press the button, push it down, lock it in, and you're good to go. Now, there is a little thing here for a wrist strap. Now, I did take the wrist strap off, and I added my my little guitar strap so I can attach this to my bag so it doesn't flip around when it's attached to my bag. That is just something I added. But let's now talk about some of the other things. Let's talk about the quick release plates here. They are fantastic. This thing is very, 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 very easy to use. Let's just compare the quick release plates to the iFootage quick release plates. Now, as you can see, they have a very nice circular design, whereas the iFootage has this octagon design. And as you can see, the iFootage is quite scratched up from me trying to find just the right angle to kind of push it in. I really do love the fact that this is circular, because it doesn't matter where this is. I can just, let's go ahead and set this up. I can just go ahead, pop this up like so, and then I can just pull the collar down. There you go, nice and simple. If I need to add the extension tube, I can just go ahead, nice and simple. There you go. It's all very, very, very quick. Let's say I need a small desktop monopod. I can go ahead and disconnect the feet and go ahead and throw on the head, and there we go. Everything is very quick, very fast, really very lovely. Again, if I want, you can get 2 monopods for the price of 1. If you have another pair of feet, you'll get 2 monopods, which is very, very, very cool. So all in all, very nicely made. They do have this lovely rubber grip, which I absolutely love. And again, you are going to get a 3/8 on the bottom here. So there is a 3/8 right there. And again, you do get those 1/4-20 adapters. This is where the third one was, and I just removed it and threw it in the bag because I am going to do something with this monopod. I'll show you a little bit later. But all in all, not bad. The construction is pretty good. The button and lever feel great. So there you go. There you have it. Now, let's talk about these feet. These feet are pretty solid. They have really, really, really nice straps here. You can remove the little bumper here, but they work very, very well. And again, you have this little knob so you can move around this, or you can lock it in tight. Now, one thing I will show you, and I will mention this again in the cons, is when this thing is super tight, you could still move this around. So I really wish that they had a better locking mechanism. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so now let me give you a little bit of technical information here. Now, when this thing is folded up, it is 29 inches or 2.9 feet. Unfolded, it is 57 inches or 4 feet. With the extension tube, it is 77 inches or 6.4 feet. So it is pretty tall. Now, the weight, and I did weigh this on my own scale, the monopod alone is 2 pounds and 3.7 ounces. With the feet, it is, the feet themselves, I should say, are 1 pound and 6.5 ounces. Now, when you combine these, the monopod and the feet, you get 3 pounds and 10.4 ounces. And when you have the extension tube on, the feet and everything else, this thing is 4 pounds and 32 ounces. Now, when you compare that to my iFootage and my kind of DIY here, this alone is 2 pounds and 15.5 ounces. And when I put on my carrier legs, it is 3 pounds and 5.2 ounces. So yes, 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 this is much lighter than this. Now, I do understand why this is a bit heavier. This can hold 22 pounds. You can put a larger rig on this, and I would rather, and I feel a little bit safer having something a little bit thicker and heavier so that it will hold my rig, whereas with this, if I had a heavier rig, it may fall over, may get knocked over. So there you go, there you have it. That is the difference between my DIY version and the yconion version. So let's talk about the feet. Now, one modification I am going to make on this is I am going back to my carrier legs. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get these. They're much lighter, and as you can see, they are much wider. So I am able to actually put this down, and I feel safe walking away from this. Whereas this, while it's heavier, again, I have a little bit of qualms about the stability of this. It seems fine. This is nice and weighted. That's probably why it's much heavier. But again, you do have the problem of the fact that this does not lock very well. So all it would take if somebody to walk by and grab onto this, and even locked as tight as it can be, it's still going to move. Whereas this, it has this safety collar, which you could do that, turn this, and then move it around. I'm not going to do it because this is a pain to get tight. But I can always spin this back here and it'll always align this straight. So I really wish that they would make something very similar to this, and I wish that the feet would be a little bit longer. Now let's talk pros and cons. Now, one thing is this thing is super heavy. In a future version, I would like to see them trim some of the weight down. I get why it's weighted, why it's heavy. It's so that this thing will be a little bit more stable when it has heavier cameras on it. I would like to see maybe this lighter or a lighter version. I just slapped my Sony ZV-1 on this. and I wish it was just a little bit lighter. The other thing I'd like to see is, again, I mentioned it earlier, the feet with a better locking system and possibly longer feet so that I would feel safe walking away from this. And third is really something I'd like to see them just add to this. I would love it if they would sell more of these heads or sell actual like collars that can connect. So I could just, connect one to my carrier and I could just pop this in. Would very much like to see some kind of quick release plate system offered as well. It would also make this thing far more modular than it already is. Now let's talk the pros, and right off the bat, the main pro is the controls up top. I cannot tell you how fantastic this is. I love the fact controls are up top. I love the fact that it's spring-loaded, so it protects your camera gear. This thing really is solid. It's got a nice grip. The feet do work well. I like the fact that there is a 3/8 hole here, so I can actually just attach my carrier legs, which I will definitely be modding to. I just feel it's just a little bit lighter and I feel a little bit safer just setting that up like so. And of course, you can get 2 monopods for the price of 1 if you have 2 sets of feet, which is super, super, super awesome. And of course, like I said, the bag is nice and padded and it's pretty solid. And yes, you do get a case for the extension tube and these wonderful loops, so nothing is moving around inside the case. So I cannot get over how fantastic this monopod has been. It is now my go-to monopod slash tripod here in the studio for my C camera. I have been using this thing nonstop since it arrived, and it has not only saved my back, but it has saved time as well, and I cannot recommend it enough. Even if you get the aluminum one, which is still going to be, you're still going to get the same features and the same fast-paced action that this monopod offers, and I can highly recommend this monopod. Now, it may not be the lightest thing in the world, but it is a workhorse and it is incredibly fast and quick to use. So those are my thoughts, but I want to know yours. So leave your questions and comments in the notes below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to mash the bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And feel free to use the links below as it helps out the channel. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and this is new to me.